Hey, hello everyone, and welcome to Show and Tell. It's me, John Park. I am guest hosting tonight. Phil and Lamore had some stuff to take care of, and want to let you know there will not be Ask an Engineer tonight. They'll be back next week, so be sure to tune in then. You get the night off. You can go play some video games and eat snacks tonight. I think they will be doing some pre-records of some segments, so watch through the week for some little videos to show up here and there on our social media. But we have some of our Adafruit team members here to show off some projects they're working on and things they're up to. Also, if you are a member of the community and you would like to hop in and show something that you're working on, please do. Please stop by. What you can do is head over to our blog. You'll see a blog post there that will give you information about how to join in, or head on over to our Discord server, which is at adafruit.it/discord. And you can jump into the live broadcast chat channel where there is a link right for this. Question we got from the chat, actually, Jeremy Figgins asked, does this mean no coupon code tonight? That is correct. No coupon code tonight. You can tune in tomorrow during my workshop show. There will be a coupon then, but none tonight. So let's go ahead and get started. We have Scott joining us here. Hey, Scott.
Hello. Hey, John. Thanks for hosting.
Sure thing.
And having me.
Yes. What are you up to? What's going on?
I'm working on moving CircuitPython to Espressif IDF 5. As we were talking before the show, this is the kind of SDK C layer that they provide to make the code the same across all their chips. And we built CircuitPython on top of that. So IDF 5 is a big change that they've done on top of that. And 5.1, which will be next, also supports some new chips, which is exciting. And also one of the reasons that we have motivation to move is because we get the latest chip support as well. So I've just been testing it out. So here I have an S2 running my build, and you can see there's my Wi-Fi access points. And unfortunately, the HTTPS call fails. The one that's HTTP works, but the other one's not working, unfortunately. So I'm trying to figure out why that is. I think it's a memory-related thing, so I'll have to take a look at that. But that's kind of like where we're at. Is it's compiling. I've got it building for all the boards, but I'm trying to figure out like to get it to work. And then I have one other quick screen I wanted to share just for folks that do ESP work. Where do I see it? This one. So a lot of what I've been doing is diffing the comparison to what I've been doing previously. And I just wanted to highlight for those folks who actually do ESP boards, I'm adding these PSRAM size, mode, and frequency things to make it really clear what your board setup is. And I was telling you earlier, you can also see that I'm changing the mode and the frequency from the existing version. So the red version is deleted, and these new lines are newer. As I'm testing, I'm also speeding up the flash and the RAM accesses.
That's great.
Will hopefully make CircuitPython run faster.
Yeah,
it's like
80. That's a nice bump.
Yeah, it should be a nice bump. It's like optimization I've done with like IMX and RP2040, but I haven't actually always done the optimization work on the ESP. So I'm excited to do that and hopefully get some speed ups.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I was telling you I've been working with the little ESP 32 S3 Cutie Pie for some projects and loving it. The thing is just so beefy.
It is for sure.
Fast. I mean, CircuitPython development on it is, I feel like it's noticeably faster from hit save to it's just up and running your code, which is really nice. Really nice when you're iterating. So
yeah, totally.
Thank you for the hard work you're putting in. We all appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you to Adafruit for paying me to do it.
Great. Thanks, Scott. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Thanks, John.
The intense behind the scenes work that goes on. That's good stuff. All right, next up, we've got Liz. Hey, Liz, how's it going?
Hello. Speaking of the ESP32S3, I've been working on a Matrix Portal project with the S3. And so up to the side here, I've got 4 LED panels, and they're 32 by 64, so it makes a display that's 128 by 64. And then I'm using the S3 to get data from the ESPN APIs, and I'm tracking data for NFL, football, MLB baseball, MLS soccer, NHL hockey, and NBA basketball. And so what it does is you, in the code, define what teams you want to track. And then it will pull down what team they're playing against, when the game is. When the game is active, right now the only game that's active is Red Sox, which should be coming up in a bit. It'll show the score and also like a little detail about the game. If it's off season, which hockey and basketball are right now, it'll say
Bruins
no
are
data
just
available.
killing right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna start writing this up
that's
so
great.
folks can use it, and it's using the JSON streams library, which Scott worked on as well. And what that means is like it's a huge JSON file if anyone's tried to look at the ESPN API. And so this streams it so that it's not storing the whole thing in memory, which can sometimes cause your board to like crash. So this is a nice way to parse through all this data.
Yeah. Oh, this is excellent. I really look forward to this because I had actually done some work with code that Melissa had written to do on our one of the e-ink boards.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the mag tag, I think. And
Yes, yeah.
there were some of the ESPN JSON files that worked, but some, like college football, had such a massive schedule. There were so many games in a given JSON file that it would eat the poor board. So also, this is e-ink is nice and all, but this is so much more of like a scoreboard kind of look to it. I love your idea for this project. It's really cool.
Thank you. And the one thing I was worried about was the logos, because you have to have everything formatted into like bitmap and make sure it looks okay. So I wrote up on the playground, and I can put it into the chat, a Python script that, because within the JSON there's also links to logos for all the teams that you can access.
No kidding.
So I run a Python script, and folks will be able to run it on their own computer too, which will grab all the logos, put them into folders, so then you can put them onto your CircuitPy drive, and they're already resized to 32 by 32 gamma, everything like that.
Wow, that is excellent. Really cool, really great work. That looks fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah.
I got help as far as which stats people would want to see from my brother-in-law. Is a huge sports fan, and I promised him one of the mag tags, which I never gave him because the thing was crashing for the sports he cared about. So maybe I owe him one of these.
Yeah, definitely. And being from outside Boston, it's like impossible to not know about sports. Like it's against my will.
Fantastic. Thanks, Liz. And you said that's a guide you're going to be working on soon, so people will
should hopefully be out next week.
Wow, great. Really cool. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Good night.
All right, next up we got Pedro. Hey, Pedro. We have multiple views. What's happening over here?
So I come bearing gifts. There is a coupon code still active, I think, from earlier today.
Check that out. All right, over in the chat.
And use Tombstone, which is the project we're showing off. And this is an update to last year's Tombstone with the Matrix display. So Lamar wanted to show off again the Prop-Maker RP2040, and wanted to show that it can run the Matrix display as well as all of the other prop stuff. So we got Servo Raven Crow guy here with the LED eyes, and then the I forget the name of the time of flight sensor, L35 CD something. Help me out, Liz. She did the code for this, excellent as always. So when it detects distance coming up, and there's a little wait time, like 30 seconds, so it's not like constantly looping over when the kids come by and want to scare them. So there is a speaker hidden right behind here, but I disconnected it because it's so freaking loud. But total crafty project here, aside from the 3D printed bird, which I guess you could just get like a styrofoam one as well. So I just use the wire cutter, and because these are so thick, there's enough space, thickness to inset your Matrix display as well as all of the components. So speaker fits in here, and I'm just building like little foam core little holders to keep everything in place. And then with the wire cutter, I'm just building all of these like recesses, so all the wires and the LEDs can get pushed in. Same thing with like the sensor, and then everything's just powered off the one of the wall adapters for the Matrix display. So using a conduit for all the wire, like hiding everything. And then even the servo horn for the Raven, it's just like more construction with the crafting. So foam core to build your horn, and that just easily inserts into the head there.
Cool.
And you have your LEDs all mounted on there the same way. Same thing with the servo. It's actually just the black foam core on there because I didn't want to go into Fusion and like spend all this time modeling all of the components for that. So like 10 minutes, I was able to just cut everything out of foam core and have this up and running. So yeah, super easy project, nice little upgrade. And then of course, hindsight, you know, when you finish the project, like, oh, we could have added this and that. So some of the ideas like Noah had was like, oh, the text should have changed when people came close, or like had like a candy dispenser to, you know, dispense that, or like hook it to a relay so it's like turns on the fog machine, or like, I don't know, have like a whole little graveyard scene, you know. So definitely some of the things we're going to be thinking about for.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, extra mods for your project.
Exactly. Yeah. Even like we were talking about earlier before the show, like those translucent displays to like make the hat box go. So it'd be so cool for next year. So maybe next year.
Yeah, you're at least ready nice and early for this Halloween with this project. So
oh yeah, I mean when Halloween rolls around, we got to do the Christmas stuff already. So it ain't over yet. And then
the Learn Guide is live for this, or
yes, that's posted up. And you can use coupon code to get some. I think we're out of stock, but sign up to get more prop makers. I'll be back soon.
Great.
And that's all I got.
Right. Awesome stuff. Great project. Thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, Pedro. All right. Let's see. Next up, we've got Joey. Hey, Joey. Nice to see you.
Howdy. Good to see you, too.
How's things?
Things are good. So I wish I had more to show in my hand, but actually I can show some photos of what I just did over the weekend, if I can share my screen.
Sure.
Share my whole screen. Okay, so can you all see my screen?
There it is. Yep.
So yeah, so my buddy Zach has this, I don't know, conceptual art project, sculpture park, de facto sovereign nation in the desert called the Republic of Zakistan. And so we went out there this weekend. There's kind of some photos of the flagpole, the robot guardians, and one of the monuments, which we actually went there mostly to repair these monuments. You can see some of the panels missing. But one of the things I kind of wanted to do out there was build a weather station, because you know, because you know, it's a de facto republic in the desert. It deserves to have its like weather data known. So I kind of wanted to build this weather station. So what do we need? We have like wind, we have wind direction, speed, rainfall, and then a sensor package in here, some solar panel to keep it alive. And so yeah, I designed this board. It's kind of clones y'all's Featherwing quadrupler. And has some boards of my own design, including the LCD Featherwing, which y'all actually sell. Yeah,
I love that one.
Yeah, and it's satellite modem. And so, yeah, let me show you the sensor package. This is the, well, first of all, I wanted to interface the sensors over more weatherproof wire in the Stemma QT. So I have this Stemma QT to RJ11 jack, which means I use that I2C active terminator to kind of keep the I2C lines nice and sharp. Our LTR390 UV sensor, PMS3 something or other, air quality, and a BME 280 for temperature humidity. Going out this cable gland. This enclosure is actually I think a Knowing Pedro project, a weather station y'all did. So yeah, here it is in the enclosure, which I got from y'all. And yeah, this is the first time I've kind of designed a board for an enclosure. So that's kind of cool. Gets this like kind of clear PETG hat to keep it all in place. And yeah, here's me soldering in the desert first thing in the morning. Adding our temperature sensor for the battery, which is important when you're like outdoor projects. But yeah, this is like this is what it looks like when it's finally put together. And I really like designing, like, again, these are all like kind of boards I've put together on the Feather form factor. But I now can kind of mix and match. Like, oh, I need solar power, but I also need a low power display and a rain gauge. So now I can like plop those three boards in there, and I can kind of design a gadget around like, yeah, this like this Feather kind of form factor, and I have more and more things I can just kind of plug in, you know?
Yeah, there's a modularity as well as the custom side to it, which is totally really helpful.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the first satellite data that came down. I was able to get it on a buddy's phone and just took a photo of the screen. And yeah, me installing the weather station. First visitor it got.
Hey, how's it going, Spider?
But yeah, so this is the Zakistan weather station, and you can actually see live satellite weather data at
Oh, great.
zakistan.com.
That's fantastic. I was about to ask, where is it broadcast?
We get the data down via Swarm, this little low power, low cost IoT satellite network, and post it up to the website. So yeah, that is was my weekend project. We're going out to Zakistan, and
what an upgrade for Zakistan,
right?
I hope they have a Wikipedia page, and
they do.
I believe they better be on there, or I'm going to go edit it. That's really cool, Joey. Thanks for sharing that. It's really delightful.
Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Sure thing. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. That was really fun. By the way, if you're still watching, Joey, in the chat, Mark Gambler has a question. What size battery did you use for that? So I don't know if you're over on the Discord or if I can bring you back on. Here, let's see. Let me bring you back on. If you're
Yeah. I'm using the 6600 milliampere hour battery that y'all sell. So it's like kind of three cells, kind of joined together. I'm actually realizing I'm using y'all's the colossal panel that y'all have, the solar, and I probably don't need that much battery because it's topping off every day on the amount of sunlight that it gets. But I didn't know.
Whenever it gets cloudy, you're ready for for a few days of clouds.
Ready for the solar eclipse or the dust storms.
Yes. Great. Thanks, Joey.
Sure thing.
All right. Very cool project. And now I want to go to Zakistan. Let's see. Next up, we've got DJ Devon3. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. What's up?
Okay. Well, I had 9 matrix panels running off of the Matrix Portal S3. They were working great. As you can see, something went wrong. Everything is jumbled up now because I tried adding 12.
Okay.
So I tried adding the one at the top, and then that just kind of like messed everything up. It does not like tile 4. Tile 3 you can deal with. Tile 4 just jumbled everything up. So I did that like 5 seconds before coming on, kind of thing. So yeah, live demo didn't work. I'll get it worked out for next week.
So those are rows of 3.
Those are rows of 3, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And they are big.
4 by 32. Is that right?
The total is 192 by 128 now.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a lot of pixels.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you powering all that?
I don't know if you can. Where's the camera? Matrix Portal S3. This is the only thing that's sending data through this entire panel. And that's going from a USB cable up to IDC up to the top row.
Yeah.
And then all of the sensor data is off of this BME 688 I2C sensor. And it's got weather data and stuff in there. Not quite displaying correctly, but them's the breaks.
One question is, what are you using to power that? Because that's got to be drawing quite a bit of current.
Oh yeah, I'm using 2 5-volt 18 amp Meanwell PSUs.
Okay.
And they have these really neat socket switches.
Yeah.
With on off, and you just plug in a PC power cord, and then the other side of the PC cover. I can't pick this whole thing up and show you. It's all buried back there.
Understand.
But the PC power cord then splits off into 3 and then goes to a live neutral hot on the power supply. And then all of the power cables get routed up into that. But this is a neat way as a safety switch. So I can turn on and off, portions of the panels that way. And if I start smelling, anything that's burning, because this does get pretty warm, then, I wanted to have a safety on-off switch.
Smart. Yeah. Well, cool. Thanks for pushing the boundaries and trying to add even more right before the show.
I wanted to see how many maximum I could get from a Matrix S3, from Matrix Portal S3. It does 9, working on 12.
That's really cool. That is a huge display. It's very impressive.
Yes.
Is that going to go up on a wall at some point?
Yes, that will go up on my wall. And maybe eventually run Liz's sports stuff along with the weather.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. You could probably even branch some of these to be multiple portals to do some data for one.
A lot of possibility. I mean, it's a huge display. Yeah.
You got room. Really cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. Looks great.
Thank you. You have a great night.
Thank you. All right, and last up we've got Mark, who was having camera problems, but oh yeah, we have a picture-in-picture. Mark, hi.
Yeah, I'm back to having camera problems, so I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way and just move my webcam over in a moment.
Okay. Sure.
So speaking of weather projects, sorry, I'm gonna try not to make everyone dizzy for a moment. Finished up the enclosure for my lightning detector.
Oh, really nice. Yeah.
So it still needs some tweaks. I didn't account for the size of the battery in the bottom of it, so the lightning bolt will hopefully be fully standing up. But right now there's not room as the battery took the bottom of it. And it is, if I can cause it to light up, does light up then when it detects lightning or your finger pressing on the antenna sometimes. So yeah, and I actually was able to test this out probably about a month ago when a storm came by, and we actually had a lot of lightning. I was surprised at how much you detect during a storm. Before that, occasionally one in the distance, I'd see one, maybe two every 5-10 minutes. During the storm, I was like, oh, there's like 5 in the last 5 minutes, or 10, and then 100 and 150.
Wow.
And
so what is it detecting? How are you sensing the lightning?
So it's powered by this. This is probably not going to focus. It's a AS3995 lightning detector chip. So the board I built now 2 months ago or so, it detects at 500 kilohertz. And that is important because apparently it used to be used for marine radio of some sort, but that type of radio got decommissioned and that area spectrum was never reassigned. So you don't get a lot of noise, man-made noise on that frequency. So this specifically looks for that, and the chip itself looks for certain patterns so it can detect man-made noise from a DC motor or your computer power supply versus actual lightning, which has a slightly different distinct frequency. I actually found a write-up online that somebody did a lot of research on this chip that was very helpful in finding out how it works.
Oh, that's great. So if I'm understanding this right, I'm guessing lightning throws a bunch of signal across a humongous wide range, but you found this chip finds a sliver that's not going to be used by much else, so that's a nice place to focus your detection. Is that accurate?
Yeah, exactly that. If you're ever listening to the radio during a thunderstorm, you'll hear the interference. And if you've got a software defined radio or something, you can see it, which is where it first got my interest.
That's cool.
So yeah, I have to redo the case once more to make everything fit. Then hopefully I can have it. I wanted to make it portable. My initial thought was then to bring it to sports games, like my own sports games, not professional ones. And then this all started when we were having an argument of whether the storm was too close.
Okay.
And this chip will give you an estimate, or if nothing else, show you is the storm coming towards you or away from you. And then you can make your best judgment on that.
I love it. I love the idea of you deciding to win this argument by developing a whole device.
Yeah, I didn't like the game getting cut short when the storm just blew past. So
yeah. Oh, good for you. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's practical use.
Another thing to put in a weather station.
Yeah. I don't know how much lightning you get in Zakistan, Joey, but worth considering. Could talk to Mark about that.
Yeah.
All right.
My weather station is currently on the ground, broken from the wind. So this will be in the next model.
Okay.
So now I'm motivated.
Good. Yeah, you've got an add-on and a rebuild. Fantastic. Well, thanks for sharing that, Mark. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
All right. And that is going to do it for Show and Tell. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming by and sharing your stuff. It's a real delight to see the creative and excellent technical things you're building. There is, as I said, not going to be an Ask an Engineer tonight. They'll be back next Wednesday, so stop by for another Show and Tell, as well as Ask an Engineer after that. And that's going to do it. I'll see you tomorrow. If you want to stop on by, I'll be doing John Park's workshop at 4 o'clock Eastern time, 1 o'clock Pacific. And then we got plenty of other shows. So check the blog, check our social media, and also head on over to the Discord server where we'll let you know when shows are coming up. All right. Thanks, everyone, for Adafruit Industries. I'm John Park, and this has been Show and Tell. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.